Hello and welcome to coverage of competition for the custom standard format. I'm Caillou, and today we're going to be watching the winners round 2 match between Bexe, who's playing Red White Arm, and Reuben, otherwise known as Doombringer, who is playing Black Red Phantom. So both these players are essentially playing aggro decks, which are kind of adjacent to, or like not adjacent, but they're not the best aggro deck in the format, which is mono red, and they each have their own unique quirks. Bexe's red white arm deck is based around the titular mechanic arm, which you can see on this card, Hunter Seeker. Essentially, it involves creating equipment tokens which give +1/+1. You create them in a large quantity. There are a bunch of little like equipment and artifact synergies in there, so it gives up the speed that mono red has for a little bit more survivability in the mid game and some explosive synergies. Meanwhile, the titular card of Reuben's deck is this Phantom Walker, which he just played, which is this incredibly powerful 5/4 menace for 2, except it's a vehicle, so you have to crew it. And 3 power creatures are hard to come by, but it becomes even better because you don't even need to crew it using a creature. You can exile a creature card from your graveyard. Usually the difficult part of dealing with the vehicles is if they kill your creatures that can crew it, you're kind of just way behind. But here, even if they kill the creatures that you use to crew Phantom Walker on the board, you can exile them from your graveyard to crew Phantom Walker like one more time. Anyway, so Bexe tapping out for another arm card, Liberated Armory, which makes all of your creatures enter with an arm token, and also ticked up the, what do you call it? Ticked up Hunter Seeker. Meanwhile, on the opposite end, Reuben is going to play Deadeye Shinobi, and in response to its own ETB ability, tap it to crew Phantom Walker, then sacrifice itself to deal 3 damage to Hunter Seeker. That was a really smart play by Reuben, because it both allowed him to get in 5 damage and kill Bexe's only threat on the board. This also means that with Deadeye Shinobi in grave, Reuben has a guaranteed crew for next turn. And unless Bexe can get 2 blockers here, Bexe is just going to be taking like massive amounts of damage. Which when you're in an aggro deck, you typically don't want to have to be on the defensive. So I would say this is a bad position for Bexe. So tapping 3 mana for Havel. So Havel is one of the strong, I would say, almost the strongest card in Red White Arm, and for good reason. It makes all of your equipments free, and he gets +1/+1 for each equipment you control, even independent of the buffs they give you. So you can shuffle your equipment around, and Havel just grows insanely large from the arm tokens you get. So just from 2 arm tokens, he's become a 7/7. So this is like the one thing I think in Bexe's deck which can contest the speed of Phantom Walker right now. So it's a good thing that Bexe had it. And I'm not sure that Reuben has any removal that can kill Havel. So might just have to try outspeeding Bexe right here. So Reuben is going to exile Deadeye Shinobi from his graveyard to use the alt cost to crew Phantom Walker, swing in for 5 damage. Oh, and has a second Phantom Walker. Interesting, but doesn't have any creatures yet to crew it. Oh, wait. Never mind, has his Boomcake Runner. That's perfect. So, Boomcake Runner does have that ability to sacrifice itself for R, deal 2 damage. But I think instead of that, Reuben is probably just going to use it to chump this Havel, and then next turn can use it to crew Phantom Walker and put Bexe down to a scary 5 life. And really, this is, or if Reuben has burn, can just take the damage from Havel and then sacrifice Boomcake Runner, and then it plus Phantom Walker plus the burn plus Boomcake might be able to kill Bexe next turn. Well, fortunately, Bexe has a conscription, manages to create a soldier token. Vigilance is relevant in the aggro mirror, and having 2 creatures means that if Bexe chooses to not attack with Havel this turn, Bexe will have the ability to block and kill Phantom Walker. So Bexe is going to move both of the weapons that were previously on Havel to the soldier. I assume this is mostly for the toughness boost, Um, I don't know for certain what burn spells Reuben has, but I'm assuming like this is to defend against a hired hit, um, which could kill the soldier, or like hired hit or shock, both of which could kill the soldier, unequipped, and that would be a significant problem for Bexe, because then Reuben would be able to attack in with Phantom Walker unharmed. So on end, Reuben's going to sack Boomkick Runner to its own ability, deal 2 damage to Bexe, I guess just to have crew fodder for the Phantom Walker. He's going to cast a Minister of Zealots. Okay. On its own, this does generate enough power to be able to crew a Phantom Walker. So yeah, it's going to crew the created Cleric token, use the created Cleric token to crew Phantom Walker along with Minister of Zealots. I guess it is a good idea to keep putting pressure on Bexe. Oh, I forgot, does have the Boomkick Runner for the second one. So, Bexe is guaranteed taking 5 here. Yeesh, yeah. And Reuben can kill the soldier token. Yep, so the soldier token dies. Bexe will get another one with conscription, but will Bexe get another turn? Reuben might have the burn main too. No, just going to end. So yeah, Bexe is in a really bad position. Does have Havel, which, like we mentioned before, incredibly strong for putting the pressure on, but because of this Phantom Walker, can't use it to attack, and is basically one burn spell away from just losing. So because of conscription, Bexe gets another soldier token, and is going to equip all of the weapon tokens, gets one more weapon token because of Liberated Army, but he's going to equip that plus the other 3 to the soldier to make it a 5/5. And Havel is 7/7, gets buffed by 1 because it gets +1/+1 for each equipment. Okay, and playing a second Liberated Armory. Oh, wow. So this is going to be difficult for Reuben to get through, but if Reuben does, and Bexe is empty-handed, but if Reuben can get the burn, he can finish this game off before Bexe can stabilize. Still does have the opportunity of like Minister plus token crew kill the soldier token, but then if he does that, he's opening himself up to a huge Havel attack next turn, because conscription plus the 4 weapon tokens means that Havel would swing as a 12/12. Of course, if Bexe swung with Havel next turn, then Reuben would just kill Bexe on the crackback with the Minister. So, yeah, I think it actually just does make sense for Reuben to crew Phantom Walker. Bexe is forced to block. Bexe loses the soldier, and then next turn you can start chipping in with the tokens that Minister of Zealots creates. Okay, so Reuben is going to go to combat and attack with the Cleric token plus Minister of Zealots, not crewing Phantom Walker. I wonder why he would do that. Because you don't get to kill either of Bexe's creatures. And as compared to the Phantom Walker line, with Phantom Walker, you don't lose Minister, and you still get to kill one of their creatures. Okay, main 2 is going to play Eli. Oh! Because Havel took damage, Reuben can play Eli and immediately exile Havel. And then next turn, he can crew Phantom Walker with the just killed, Minister of Zealots. And unless Bexe has a second creature here that Bexe top deck, Bexe just loses. So Bexe's going to go to combat, use the conscription buff on the soldier token, and I guess swing in for 6 damage. This doesn't compromise Bexe in any way since the soldier does have a vigilance, but doesn't play a creature. Unless Bexe has like instant speed removal for Phantom Walker, Bexe just loses here. Like unless Bexe just... Does Bexe's deck have like Wander the Unknown? So it's going to exile Minister Results from his grave, crew Phantom Walker, swing in. Oh, but Bexe has raised the alarm. And both of them come in as 3/3s because of Liberated Armory. Wait. So this means Bexe can double block um, Phantom Walker and kill it. And Bexe has 6 damage on board because 2/3/3 is a 5/5 and conscription buff. So this means Reuben dies next turn unless Reuben has removal. Well, actually, I guess, sorry. Phantom Walker can kill one of the soldiers. So that means Bexe is actually 1 damage off because Bexe can still equip the katanas to the other creatures. This is going to attach both of the weapons to the soldier token. And I guess only needs to, ooh. Yeah, I guess swinging at Eli also makes sense. Never mind. So swings in for 7, or 8 at face with the soldier token, and for 3 at Eli. And Reuben is dead next turn unless he can answer both of these creatures. But he does have a bullet, so bullet plus shock will kill Bexe. And no, just has 2 hands. Or 2 lance in hand. In a really tight game 1, Bexe takes it over Reuben. Okay, so we're getting into game 2 here. For sideboarding, Reuben, I think, could have brought in a Banish because it functions as a pseudo wipe against some of Bexe's go wide, but I don't know how likely that is. And probably brought in Fallen Champion because Fallen Champion is basically a bear, which you can despair it, which means you sacrifice at the beginning of your next end step to give it +3/+3 and lifelink. So it functions as good reach, as well as like life gain in the aggro mirror. Meanwhile, on Bexe's end, Bexe has Wander the Unknowns for 4 of them for Reuben's Phantoms. Bexe also has a life gain of their own in Scion of Sanuria, which is a base 3/3 for 3 with flying, but it gets lifelink if you have an enchantment, I believe, vigilance if you have an artifact, and +1/+1 if you control another creature. So, oh wow, and we're seeing right now, right off the bat, the mirrored Hunter Seekers. But since Reuben did go first this time, having lost a previous game, his Hunter Seeker will be able to attack in first. And since the Hunter Seeker does have Menace, Bexe won't be able to go for a trade, even if it would be better for Bexe. So yeah, Reuben swinging in for 2 with the Hunter Seeker. Gonna arm it up as well, because Bexe takes damage. I will say I do object to the katana weapon. Hunter Seeker is clearly holding a gun. This is a flavor fail, and I think as a result, Reuben should be disqualified. Tapping 3. Oh, I was going to say patches, but has the Tempered Onclum. And yeah, no life gain here. It's just going straight for the throat, which makes sense because like if you're on the play, you should just try to like run your opponent out of the game as quickly as possible. I think even in the aggro mirror. If Bexe sided in those Scion of Sanurias, now would be a really good time because it would give Bexe a blocker that could block Tempered Onclum and kill it. First, it's just going to be swinging in with his own Hunter Seeker. Reuben doesn't have 2 blockers, so just going to have to hold the 2 damage. They're both creating katanas? Man, these guys. Okay, main 2 is tapping 3. Is this a Scion? No, it's just a Liberated Armory. I think Armory is a good engine, but having to take a turn off to play it and not advancing your board state is a huge blow. Especially when you're already behind on board like this. Like, Bexe's just going to be taking minimum 6 damage here, going down to 9. Yeah, Reuben swinging in for 6 here. Maybe Bexe has the same combo he did last game, which is Raise the Alarm plus Liberated Armory, which allows for some quick instant speed blockers. I'm not obviously not this turn because Bexe's tapped out, but maybe is feeling safe for next turn because of that. Ooh, and Reuben has the Boom Keg Runner. This means that Bexe is dead on board next turn because this Hunter Seeker's power toughness hasn't been updated, but it gets 1 more because it dealt combat damage. It gets another weapon, so it's now a 4/3. Tempered Onclum is a 3/3, so that's 7 damage, and then Boom Keg Runner deals the last 2 damage. So Bexe can't attack unless Bexe has another blocker, and even then it's kind of risky because what if Reuben has removal for the blocker? Oh, it has a second. Oh my god, it has a second Hunter Seeker. So Bexe is definitely in dire straits here. However, we did say that in game 1 and Bexe managed to just clutch it out, so maybe they have something up their sleeve. And Bexe just passing. So I guess that means has Raise the Alarm or Wander the Unknown? Or both, does have 4 mana. And Reuben just going for broke, attacking with everything he's got. I mean, this could be a huge blowout depending on what Bexe has. And yep, is tapping 2. Does have the Raise the Alarm, so he gets 2/2/2s with which to block with. Does Bexe have something else? And yes, Bexe does have the Wander the Unknown as well, to be able to take out the Hunter Seeker. This is a huge blowout. So now, Bexe can trade his own Hunter Seeker for the Tempered Onclum, then double block Reuben's Hunter Seeker. Yep, and that's what Bexe's gonna do. That does let Boomkeg Runner get in for 1, though. This leaves Bexe with a 2/2 and Reuben with a 1/1. So yeah, Bexe trades a Hunter Seeker and a Soldier token for Reuben's Tempered Onclum and Hunter Seeker, and takes 1 damage from combat. And another 3 manas is a Tempered Onclum or a Patches? I think Patches will immediately die if it comes down, because of the Soldier token being able to equip the other 2 weapons. No, it is a Tempered Onclum, yep. So Bexe is still in a precarious position. Can't attack because if Bexe attacks, even if Bexe attaches both of the weapons so the soldier doesn't die, next Reuben just takes the damage, and the next turn attacks with the Tempered Onclum, pops Boomkeg Runner. In fact, this might already just be over if Reuben has a third Tempered Onclum. So Bexe has a Havel, not the 3-drop you want to see here, I guess, as compared to Scion of Sinuria, but it is a 5/5 just on its own right now. Or sorry, it gets another weapon from Liberator Armory, so it's actually a 7/7. And it now allows Bexe to equip the other weapons for free to the soldier. So if you're Bexe, do you attack in with the soldier this turn, or do you leave it up as a blocker? I think you do leave it up as a blocker, because if Reuben has Shock, then attack with Boomkeg Runner, crack Boomkeg Runner, and yeah, it just goes to end. Doesn't want to risk the stabilization that he set up. This could all be over if Reuben has just 1 piece of burn. Like a Phoenix Flames, Tempered Onclum, all of those would do it. Of course, last game, Bexe was also in a situation where any 3-drop, but that's a Deadeye Shinobi. That does it. Because Deadeye Shinobi sacks itself to deal 3 damage to, or is going to sacrifice a katana just in case, but deals 3 damage to Bexe's face, then pays 1 red to crack Boomkeg Runner. And yep, that's game. We're going to a game 3. Bexe does have the advantage of going first on this game 3, though. And when you're playing as in an aggro mirror, that is a big advantage. Or just playing an aggro deck in general. So after a long thought, Bexe keeps at 6. If Bexe's hand isn't good, that might be enough to offset the going first advantage. So plays an Imperial Barracks, revealing a Zephyr Peaks to make sure it enters untapped. And does have the turn 1 Seratu Flamebinder. This is really good. And yeah, I think even if the rest of Bexe's hand is bad, keeping it with a Seratu Flamebinder makes sense, because it allows you to go through lots of your deck super quickly. And Reuben doesn't have a turn 1 play, it's just going to play the Shadowed Pillar and then crack it. So Bexe gets a free attack with the Seratu Flamebinder. So yep, just going to be swinging in with the Seratu for 1, but more importantly gets the discard then draw. Ooh, so Bexe discarding a Wander the Unknown. Does that mean that they have other good interaction? Or yeah, I feel like that must indicate they have 2 copies of Wander the Unknown, because having 1 piece of interaction is super important versus Reuben's deck. Oh, I might have been trying to fish for a land, though, like an untapped land for a 2-drop, but just has to play the Zephyr Peak tapped and pass. Oh, and Reuben has the Phantom Walker. This is what keeping the Wander the Unknown for would have been good for. Can't crew it yet, so Bexe does get another free attack with the Seratu Flamebinder. So yep, just swinging in with one with the Seratu Flamebinder again. And Bexe discarding Conscription this time. Interesting. What better 2-drop does Bexe have here? Or if does Bexe have a third land and can go into like Havel or Scion of Sinuria? No, it doesn't have a third land, but does have a Hunter Seeker. I guess that must be why this was a long think then keep hand for Bexe, because it was only a 2-lander. And it looks like Bexe hasn't drawn a third land off of the Seratu Flamebinder yet. So does Doombringer have a creature that can crew Phantom Walker this turn? Yep, does have. Tempered Onclim, poke Bexe for 3, then crew the Phantom Walker, swing in for 5. Yup, is crewing the Phantom Walker and swings in for 5. I bet Bexe really wishes that they'd kept the Wander the Unknown now. Interesting, Bexe only swinging in with the Hunter Seeker. Technically that's fine because Seratu Flamebinder's ability will still trigger, but if you're not going to have blockers for the Phantom Walker, then why keep, or like unless like Bexe has like a good 3-drop that Bexe's hoping to curve into to be able to double block the Phantom Walker with. Discarded Raise the Alarm. Lots of good white 2-drops that Bexe's just cycling out here. Looks like Bexe did hit their third land, but it's going to use it to play a 1-drop Founding Hero and then pass. The conspicuous 2 mana, is that a Wander the Unknown or just trying to pretend to be one? It could be a Raise the Alarm and then multi-block with the Founding Hero plus the Raise the Alarm tokens to be able to kill the Phantom Walker. It would be a 3-for-1 trade, but Phantom Walker is just that scary, so I think it would be worth it. Ooh, and Reuben has a Corporate Confidant. The 2 damage does hurt in an aggro mirror, but it does have a strong body to be able to crew Phantom Walker. So this turn Reuben can swing in with both the Tempered Onclim and Phantom Walker for a massive 8 damage. Yep, and it's going to do that, cruise the Phantom Walker with the Corporate Confidant. Swinging in with both Tempered Onclim and Phantom Walker. Does Bexe have the Wander the Unknown, or is this going to be a Raise the Alarm and then multi-block the Phantom Walker? It does have the Wander. So Phantom Walker is going on a long journey. It's going to be walking far away from here. And then if Bexe wants to, Bexe can trade Seratu Flamebinder plus Founding Hero for Tempered Onclim. But I don't know if Bexe wants to do that, or if Bexe is fine with just taking the 3 here. And yeah, Bexe's just going to take the 3 and keep his creatures. Does only need an enchantment because both Hunter Seeker and the weapon it creates are artifacts. So only needs an enchantment to turn on Founding Hero's Double Strike. Oh no, but Reuben has a second Phantom Walker in second main. This is looking really dire for Bexe. Because next turn Reuben untaps. If Reuben has like a third creature to crew Phantom Walker or some burn, Bexe gets put into a really tough position. So I don't know if there's anything that Bexe can do proactively to try and win the game this turn. Unless Bexe has some way to do lethal. But with only 6 damage on board and Reuben at 16 life, I don't see that being realistic. Now, if Bexe had a third Wander the Unknown, then I think Bexe would be in a reasonable position. Because then you could trade either Founding Hero or Seratu Flamebinder for the Corporate Confidant, trade Hunter Seeker for the Tempered Onclim, and then hopefully have something to be able to deal with whatever they next go with. Ooh. But I guess it's trying to dig for second Wander the Unknown, or third Wander the Unknown with the Seratu Flamebinder, and therefore is attacking with the Hunter Seeker. So Reuben just takes a 3. Hunter Seeker gets buffed to a 4-3. I do think it's interesting choosing to attack with Hunter Seeker rather than Founding Hero, because Hunter Seeker is the only creature with a body big enough to be able to kill Tempered Onclim and trade with it instead of just chumping. So this means that if Bexe's forced to block Tempered Onclim as well, then Bexe won't be able to kill it, which is a reason I think Bexe should have attacked with Founding Hero if Bexe doesn't have like the immediate pressure to end the game. Wow, Bexe discarding a Damning Flames. The 6 damage is really powerful, but the sorcery speed does hold it back from being effective against Phantom Walker. And Bexe doesn't have enough damage to go for the reach here. Ooh, so Bexe tapping 3 for Deadeye Shinobi. Ooh, is Bexe going to kill anything? Okay, he's going to sacrifice one of the katana or one of the weapons on Hunter Seeker. And is going to kill Tempered Onclum? Yeah. Notably, because of Phantom Walker's unique crew ability, still can use the killed Tempered Onclum to crew Phantom Walker, but it's less potential damage on board, I guess. Assuming that Reuben has another 3-power creature to be able to crew Phantom Walker next turn. And now Bexe can double block Phantom Walker with Deadeye Shinobi plus Seratu Flamebinder to be able to kill it. Okay, Reuben takes 2 damage from the Corporate Confidant, but does get an extra card. Reuben tapping 4 has a Shalana. Ooh. And that first strike ability is terrifying. Because if Reuben uses that on Corporate Confidant and Phantom Walker, yeah, it's going to crew Phantom Walker by exiling Tempered Onclum. Now Bexe doesn't have a chance to be able to trade with either of these creatures. Yeah, and this is 10 damage in total, so Bexe is forced to block at least one of these. Notably though, Bexe can take 6 from the Phantom Walker, block Corporate Confidant with Seratu Flamebinder, and then Bexe has 8 damage on board, so if Bexe has a second Damning Flames in hand, well, Bexe only has 1 card in hand though, but if Bexe has a second Damning Flames in hand, can kill Reuben on the crackback here. Does Reuben have hired hits in his deck? If so, then not blocking Phantom Walker could be a mistake. Okay, so he's going to double block the Phantom Walker with Founding Hero and Seratu Flamebinder. And takes 4 damage from the Corporate Confidant. Only has 6 damage on board now. So would need an additional 5 damage from somewhere. And I don't know where Bexe would get that. Like if Bexe had another Deadeye Shinobi or another Damning Flames, could kill Reuben next turn. If Bexe had chosen to only block the Corporate Confidant. So can Bexe put together an additional 5 damage this turn? Or is Bexe just going to lose here? And there's a Scion of Empires. And just passes. Unfortunately, it doesn't have lifelink. It does have vigilance, though. Reuben might not even need to attack to kill, because if Reuben has like a shock plus Shalana 0 does just kill Bexe here. Tapping has a hired hit, and yeah, that's it. Because now it goes to Reuben's turn, and he uses Shalana 0 to sacrifice Corporate Confidant. Oh, and so it was right for Bexe not to... it was right for Bexe to block Phantom Walk instead of Corporate Confidant last turn. Otherwise, Bexe would have died then. But Bexe's still going to die now. Okay, yep. Instead, doesn't even need to Shalana. Just going to play and crack a Boomkeg Runner. And that's it. Reuben, in what was, I think, one of the craziest and grindiest and back and forth aggro mirrors. Reuben on Black-Red Phantom wins 2-1 over Bexe on Red-White Arm and advances to winners quarterfinals. Until next time, this is Caillou signing off.